weeds long dead. Winter's chill had settled in the bone. Another name unsaid. A silent statue, blind and made of stone. But thawing ground gives way to sleeping roots. A whispered tip, a forgotten clue. Dusting off the long-forgotten suits, a single thread to pull the story through. The spring equinox brings the scales to bear. Justice marches, truth takes to the air. From frozen silence, a triumphant sound. The verdict's written on the waking ground. The witness stand, a garden newly tilled. Each memory a seed now forced to grow. The web of lies so carefully distilled begins to fray, the hidden colors show. The spring equinox brings the scales to bear. Justice marches, truth takes to the air. From frozen silence, a triumphant sound. The verdict's written on the waking ground. The blindfold lifts, the sword is raised, no shadow left, the price is paid. The verdict's written on the waking ground. Justice marches, justice marches. Renewal comes with the turning tide. And in the spring, there's nowhere left to hide.
Well, hello, all you beautiful people out there on YouTube and wherever you're tuning in from. Good, happy afternoon. Thank goodness today is Tuesday. I'm thinking about doing a 2 for Tuesday. I did a live this morning that was impromptu in regards to Hunter versus the U.S. Wild and crazy, to say the least. If you get a chance to watch that, it was impromptu and it was really good because we benchmark it against Kohberger. Yes, Brian Christopher Kohberger's plea agreement. So if you get a chance, go back and review that. Interesting to hear from our court justices, the U.S. Supreme Court, in regards to that case. And I gave you a lot of good background on the case. And it is a doozy because this is borderline. Are justices looking to be doctors now? They're going to force people to take medication if it's part of a agreement that the defendant didn't agree to. Hello? This is wild. This is really challenging our court system, our constitutional rights, and these plea agreements that are just outrageous. So tonight we're stepping into one of the most debated cases in memory. Not to accuse, not to assume, but to ask thoughtful questions. The Idaho 4 has sparked intense public reaction through the years, shifting narratives, deep divisions online, and I'm telling you, deep. When information evolves, when documents are sealed, and when evidence is discussed but not fully seen, people naturally start asking, what do we truly know? And what are we still waiting to understand? this conversation is not about spreading rumors. It's examining how truth is tested, how evidence is challenged, and why so many people feel unsettled in the space between Brian Koberger's arrest and a trial that never took place. Yes, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, come back in, swipe down, do whatever you got to do. I'm going to give you the most dramatic fireball that I have ever given you to date. But first, let me ask you a question. Is that okay if I ask you a question? We're in spring. We are fired up. Now, March is going to come in like a lion and go out like a lamb. Right now, how fired up are you about March? Are you going to drop me a fireball or are you going to drop me a lamb? Calm and reflective or fired up and intense? Has your mood shifted this year already? We're into spring, guys. March is coming fast. Woo! It's going to be in and out of here. And we're in mystery of March, that's for sure. I don't know what March is going to bring us, but I hope it brings some amazing, good information, especially in this case, because we are here for it. Now, if you've never been to a Phoenix Talks, I'm your host, Phoenix, and this community shows up for one reason, and that is to find the truth. We're going to challenge all the narratives, the mainstream narratives they tried to sell us over the years, try to force down our throat. We're not buying it. We're saving our hard-earned money, and we're demanding clarity. And we're never going to stop asking questions till we get the answers. So if that's you, thank you for being part of this mission. Yes, I'm on a mission to find the truth. And how are we going to find the truth if we can't ask questions? And that's what we do. Thoughtful asking questions. Now, if you agree, drop a 1. Come on, you guys. Let me see some support. Nora, welcome in. Legal Swag, good to see you. Rebecca, Brenda, Donna Rosa, Jennifer, D. Garrison, A. Sheedy, good afternoon. Dina, we've got a lot of OGs in the house, a lot of members. And if you are a member, thank you so much. I appreciate your love, your support. You have been here day in and day out. My mods are in the house. Shout out to these beautiful, amazing mods. They are the best in the internet, I will tell you. March is an awesome month. It's my birthday month too. I hear it's your birthday. Da 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 da. It's my birthday too. All right, Inked Mama, I hear it's your birthday. Lulu Bell, I hear it's your birthday month. And Marissa's going to be doing running errands. Be careful, please, out there, especially if you are driving and listening. The original Miss Martin in the house. Whoop, whoop. Good to see ya. Artsy Gal in the house. Peony's in the house. Cindy's in the house. Lulu Bell. We have some amazing mods. Yes, we do. Good afternoon, every single one of you. So who is ready? I see some fireballs. Les, please hope to doubt. Can we just all say a little prayer for one of our mods? There was an accident in the family, and I know that she would be so thankful if we send her good healing vibes, prayers, good intentions, and thoughts, and all in between. I know she needs that, and we are here for her. Patty in the house, fired up. I'm itching for warmer weather here in Michigan. I'm ready for health improvement and freedom. Claim it, baby. Claim it. March is like a lion, Lulu Bell says. Claim that. Hope something good happens for all in March. So agree. I see a lot of ones. We are ready to rock and roll. All right. All good things coming for all of us in March. Is Phoenix your real name? I love unique names. Yeah, Phoenix. And I actually live outside of Phoenix. How about that one? I I absolutely I mean Phoenix was born from the fire, ashes. Think about the whole meaning of the name. Inked Mama Nora became a new member. Shout out to Nora. Whoop whoop. Welcome in, Dina. Happy birthday, everyone who has a birthday. I love it. Mission from the Blues Brothers. I love it. Almost 80 degrees in California. You're going to thaw out and spring is here. It's easy to get to 80 in California. I think we're going to be in the 70s, 80s today too. Phoenix is the best. You are the best. You guys, whatever you give back to me, I'm giving back to you 77 times. Here we go. Welcome, everyone. Nora is a new member in the house. So I saw this and I just had to share this. Wyoming snowing. I love it. I used to love the snow too. I used to live out in Idaho. I loved it. So my husband says, he said, it's me or traveling. If you guys know me, I love to travel. I traveled for so many years. I miss it so much. Had some health issues during challenging COVID time. But I'm telling you, I saw this and I had to just chuckle and laugh. He said, it's me or traveling. Guys, I cried so hard in Italy. That is me coming up. I cried so hard in Italy. If you all feel me, drop a heart. I love all your shows and your personality is awesome. Love your laugh. Thank you so much. I'm in New Hampshire, says Nora, and it's going to snow tonight. Ooh, it's probably going to be freezing cold. Freezing cold. There's a little bit of delay, but I see you guys are all getting it. Laughing, haha. All right. If you guys are all ready for it today, I'm going to give you the shock factor. If you guys are ready for the shock factor and why this feels big, it's huge. It's huge. Here's a reality check. You know, from my Phoenix level perspective, we were looking at a trial and that never happened. Darn it. I always love a good ending, right? I was waiting to see the underdog win. I was waiting for no, not guilty, free to go, justice preserved, freedom wins. I was waiting. And if you were to drop a 3, drop a 3 if you were waiting for the trial, not guilty, freedom wins, justice served, our justice system is not corrupt. Drop a 3. I was waiting and then the bottom fell out, right? I question everything. And we know that there's going to be some challenges in our court system. It's a legal system. It's slow and it takes time. It takes process. It filters evidence before the jury ever hears it. Everything is questionable, but questionable and admissible evidence are not the same thing. The shock factor was the crime itself. 4 college students inside an off-campus house, no immediate suspect for weeks, 6 weeks, and the surviving roommates present. That alone creates a lot of shock. High shock crimes naturally generate fear, rumors, and all the narrative gaps. And when early information changes, people feel unstable. They feel they got gypped out of some information. That's what I think. That's how I felt. In the first weeks, there were so many shifting messages from the Moscow Police Department. People were debating online, ongoing threats, clarifications in the timeline, 911 call details, door locked questions, entry and exit uncertainties. A normal investigation evolution can look suspicious when updates shift. When updates shift, absolutely. And your guys are talking about the blood moon. Be freaking ready for this. Fired up. And D. Garrison says, yeah, they should be looking for the real killers. Yeah. I would only hope. Evidence showed that Brian Koberger was factually innocent per his own attorney. But wait. Witnesses. Witnesses said they were in the main room. I'm sure we all have heard this one, right? But I want you to listen to the inconsistency of the witness's testimony And I don't mean testimony in documents or on the stand. I mean with our own public testimony. Mind you, this is all public information. Anyone can access this. All you have to do is go look for yourself. And if you don't know how to look for yourself, that's why some creators easily point out this information. They were in the main room. Well, since they want us to share the truth, I'm going to share all the truth. How about that one? They want us to share facts and evidence and truth. Remember, we're not going to buy into the rumors. We're not going to be gaslit. We're not going to get rage bait. We're not going to even say when they call us names. We're just going to continually look at the truth here. And what's the truth of the matter? Let's watch.
This is one of the pretty much they were in
we were in the main room, and I got a clip that I made myself so that everyone can see the original that I just shared here, but I made a little clip for you, and we're going to watch that clip.
Pretty much they were in the main room. I heard them dancing and laughing. Kaylee went upstairs and she screamed because someone was in the room and she ran downstairs. And I kept calling her name. Pretty much they were in the main room. I heard them dancing and laughing. Kaylee went upstairs and she screamed because someone was in the room and she ran downstairs. And I kept dancing and laughing. Kaylee went upstairs and she screamed because someone was in the room and she ran downstairs.
Okay, I think we get it. I think we get pretty much. I heard them. Well, who was them? Dancing. Murphy dances. I've seen Murphy dance with Kaylee. Was Murphy dancing with Kaylee? Or was Murphy upstairs in the bed with someone? Them. I heard them upstairs in the room. Because you know what? There is plenty of documentation of other witnesses that have lived in this house and said they could hear absolutely everything for the whole semester, and some things they had to learn to tune out. I won't say what things, but you can go look at those articles and research and do a little digging. I'm telling you, what and who was them? Well, there's something else that was really interesting, because this directly, the PCA for Brian Koberger, it states, DM said she originally went to sleep in her room on the southeast side of the second floor. DM stated she was approximately awoken at 4 a.m. by what she stated sound like gun calls, playing with her dog in one of the upstairs bedrooms, which were located on the third floor. Okay, well, wait a minute. She just said, and I played it 3 times in a row, we couldn't go wrong hearing. I can't believe my own ears. I just can't. I can't believe my own ears. Wait a minute. This document says that she stated she sounded like Kaylee playing with her dog in one of the upstairs bedrooms, which were located on the third floor. Well, which one is it? Which one is it, Dylan? You just said, I think over 1.7 million people have seen this YouTube so far. Let me just double check. 1.8 million people have seen this YouTube in the last 6 months from Law and Crime. Thank you, Law and Crime, for information that's important from a possible witness. Okay. Now, I'm a little bit compulsive. OCD says no talking before coffee. But this takes the case. All right? This takes the case to a whole new level, because gag order was in effect. We didn't get to see this until after the fact, after he signed a plea agreement. Brian Koberger did sign a plea agreement. It's a contract. And the complexity of evidence. All right, we're going to talk about this for 1 second. Just for 1 second. Because this is not the only inconsistency of some type of form of witness embellishment, or what do you want to call it? I don't even know what I'd call it. Maybe miscommunication. Is it deceptive? Is it possibly tampering? I mean, this was her first official statement on the body cam that just happened to pick it up. It just happened to pick up Dylan's first initial statement. And we all heard what that was.
They tell you anything? They went to us about like 4 in the main room.
Okay, so she tells JD they were in the main room. The PCA says something totally different, that Kaylee was upstairs with her dog in the upstairs bedroom. Now, the time frame is what's so important here that I'm going to bring home in this fireball. This was at 12:09:41. The same freaking day, she's sitting in the room with the detective, Lawrence Mowry, and they don't have any timestamps on this, but I could only assume it may be a couple hours later. And thank you for Connor for putting this up there, or we wouldn't have this digital evidence. Connor put it up here 5 months ago. It just says the interview read description, doesn't have any date, times, or stamps. But listen to what Dylan says about that. Just a little while ago, this just happened, folks. I'm going to turn on the closed captioning. Let's listen to what she says now.
Who would know what that business is? How would I be able to figure that out?
You might know.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's called. There's like, because they were business majors, and through their majors, they were able to get these jobs.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I just told me about Kaylee talking about something like that.
Yeah.
And then I heard that it was possibly you. So I just wanted to make sure that I got the right person having those kind of things.
Why would he suspect that Dylan was doing a marketing job at home? Was she? Did anyone know? I have no idea. He asked her the question and she kind of just didn't answer.
Did you hear Murphy barking or doing anything?
Yes, he was barking a lot.
Throughout the night, or?
And I heard Kaylee go upstairs, he's barking a lot, and then I could tell that he was outside. I don't know how the police found him because he wasn't in the house.
When I heard Kaylee go upstairs, well, she's already said she was in the main room. Then she told another officer that she was already upstairs in the room with Murphy. Now it goes back to when she went upstairs.
Okay.
But he has puppy barks, but he was barking a lot if there was someone there.
He was barking a lot like someone was there.
And that was at 1:32, or was that around 4?
And the thing happened.
And that was around 4 when that thing happened.
And when he was barking, when you first heard him on barking after she was up there playing, did you hear him go outside, or did he start outside? Murphy was with.
He woke. Who is he? Listen to the sentence. He woke.
Kaylee when they were
Murphy was. He woke. Who woke? Murphy was with Kaylee.
Dancing. They walked upstairs.
But who woke? Who woke up? Says, what was this edited? Was this like something they took and edited and there's no timestamps on it?
Saying they walked upstairs, he was still with her, and then when she would yell, someone's here, he started barking in the house. And then
this whole thing right here doesn't make sense. Okay? I'm going to break it down a little bit. I'm going to break it down. Because he's got back the 132. This is the second time he's asked her about that time. 132. What happened at 132? Anybody know? Or is that something I need to go and look at 132? Something happened at 132. I've always said that this bed looks like two people were in it. Somebody woke. Who woke? I mean, she's telling us parts of the story.
everything happened.
And when he was barking, when you first heard him on barking after she was up there playing.
So Murphy was already awake. Murphy was already barking.
Did you hear him go outside, or did he start outside?
Murphy was with Kaylee when they were like dancing. They walked upstairs, he was still with her. And then when she would yell, someone's here, he started barking in the house. And then I believe the slider door was open, and I think he went out that way because I could tell like the
sliding doors were open.
The sound of his barking was getting like more distant.
The sliding doors were open.
That way, because I could tell like the sound of his barking was getting like more distant.
Do you think that Murphy would have went after him, whoever he was?
Maybe, but I mean, he's a puppy. He doesn't fully know that yet.
No, he would just be, if anything, probably tying with him.
Yeah, I don't know.
When the guy in black left, did he close the slider, or did he leave it open?
I don't know. I just ran downstairs.
Right. Okay, anything else?
Not that I
Popped
can
up?
think of. No.
All right, I'm gonna go talk to my guys who've done other interviews
Okay.
and see if anybody's got questions.
I mean, this is more confusing than anything. Her statements, they don't line up. So how in the world is this one? What happened at 132? Anybody? Is the security camera even real at 1122 King Road 1112? I mean, can we trust that audio that we hear that everybody's playing around with? I mean, I can go over to Jules and see at 132 if there's anything that we could hear, even though this is that the one that they muted? Ah, they did. Shoot. They muted that at 132. So here's the 132. Let me go back a few seconds. 130, yeah, about a minute. 132, we don't even know what's going on because they muted it. We can't even hear anything. It's muted. I mean, can you see anything go on? I mean, there is somebody walking around here. This car comes in. This 132 car comes in. We still don't know who that is. I mean, what happened at 132? He's grilled her twice about this time, this specific time. Anyone have a clue? 132. Didn't Dylan take a picture with the girls around that time? No, she said like 2 something. Ethan and Xana got home. He sounds kind of frustrated. Yeah, I kind of felt that in his voice. Who's home at 132? I don't know. I don't know, but I'm going to go look at another statement that was taken on the 17th when they interview her. Let's just take a look at that one because this one's not giving us anything. We can't hear anything. 132. Don't know what's going on. Lights are on over here. Lights are on there. I think everybody's pretty much either in or out. The light goes on here. That's the only car that came in at 1:32. I mean, I'll go back and look at this one, but the light comes on at 1118. Right there. I don't remember seeing anything out of the normal. I mean, what is normal in this case, right? I don't see anything else except for that light go off. 132, the door opens over here across the street. See that person across the street opens the door and looks at what's going on, probably down over this way, because they've got a straight shot in between there to the front door. The guy over here at 1119 opens the door. See it? They look out the door, kind of see what's going on. That's at 136. The door's still open over there at 136. I don't know when they closed the door, but it's closed at 137. And someone is standing in the window over here at 137. If you see at 1127, this is the house way up to the left. Way up to your left. Looks like someone was standing in the window. And then that's when this car leaves at 138. And then at 143, the guy comes up from underneath the deck. You guys remember this? And they come up and they walk, and that car's right there. I know you guys remember that. That's just minutes, 10 minutes in between. No more than 10 minutes. The guy comes out from underneath the deck. Were they in the car coming back from the club? The guy's on the deck already at 143. Remember, he pops in, tippy toe. Trying to be quiet. Stands on the deck for a while. People disappear that were with him. Like, what the heck? Okay, so, yeah, this is so weird. Was that the time of the fight? I don't know. The missing sound is what Moscow Police Department put out there. Okay, all this time frame. The detective is asking her, well, what do you remember at 132? He asked her a couple of different times at 132. He asked about a text at 132. Let me go to the transcript. I'll show you. He says it a couple of times. 132, 132. Is at the time of the text. Then he asked again about 132. Was that around 132? That was about 4. Okay. Okay, so I just remembered there is another interview when he leaves and comes back. Hold on a minute. There is another interview the same day. Hold on. I remember this. Let me just see if I can find it real quick. There's 2 out there. There's one. Didn't Plunder put one out? I think there's 2. He leaves and comes back. Hold on a minute. That one's 5 months ago. I swear there's 2 interviews. This one's the full interview. Okay, so there are parts missing. This says this is the full interview. Let's see if this is accurate.
That way, because I could tell like the sound it was barking was getting like more distant.
Do you think that Murphy would have gone
Okay,
after
so
him, whoever he was?
Maybe, but I mean, he's a puppy. He doesn't fully know that
Okay.
yet.
No, he would just be, if anything, probably tying with him.
Yeah, I don't know.
When the guy in black left, did he close the slider or did he leave it open?
I don't know.
Okay, so Plunder has the full video. Connor has partial video, but Plunder has the full video if you guys want to see that. I'm going to drop it in the chat so that you can go back and watch that whole entire one. Now, here's the point. In regards to the actual filed police report with ISP, it's a totally different story. Okay? Now, the PCA said that Kaylee was playing with her dog in one of the upstairs rooms. That's what she basically just said in a nutshell. But the ISP document says something totally different. And I'm going to bring that document up right here so you guys can see this with me. I was looking everywhere I could for this information. So basically, she described how she got home Friday night. She then advised, and this is ISP 03, her interview with Gooch, Blaker, and her attorney was present from the Sullivan law offices. And this was via Zoom, I suppose, because it's audio video. So we'll just say it was some type of teleconferencing. And so they go and they interview her, and it starts at 20, I believe, right here. She says at 2 or 2:30, she was awakened because Maddie and Kaylee arrived home at the grub truck food and they had mac and cheese. That's what they normally get. All four of them were together, which included blank blank Maddie and Kaylee. Blank advised they were taking selfie videos. All the girls talked about getting grub truck food. She did not believe Xana and Ethan were home because their bedroom door was open. When she did not see them, she discussed whether she may have been mistaken about this fact. And then she said she was certain she saw the door was open and they were not home. Okay. Then she went to bed and she advised she was texting the Uber driver. Then she took her phone out and determined what time she texted the Uber driver, and she said it was 3:10, but after further discussion admitted she was confused whether she was using Moscow or Boise time, and then explained the timeline to be off by an hour because of this issue, specifically during the interview referenced Boise. Okay, so obviously there's some confusion. And I don't know about you, but it seems like an awful lot of confusion in the sharing of this case. Because here's something else, is that DM and BF both made statements during interviews that indicated the occupants of King Road residence were home by 2 and asleep in their rooms approximately at 4. With the exception of Kernodle, who received a DoorDash order at the residence approximately 4 a.m. So, first they're saying they're home, then they're saying they're all not home. Okay, round and round, yet not again. We're getting the, I don't really know, time frame story, obviously. Now, she explains she uses Snapchat to communicate, yada, yada, yada. They were all together, and they talked about ordering grub truck, and then she texted the Uber driver at 2:10. Are you driving by chance? Approximately at 3:13, which would be 2:13. Texted her back, which lined up to what he told the police. She went to bed. She does not believe Blank ever came to their house because she never responded to his text, but the fact he was still driving. She advised the Uber driver is in his 30s, married, has a kid, and she advised all the girls knew and liked him. And then she's not certain if she stayed awake to watch more Vampire Diaries or she went to sleep. She was not certain if she locked her bedroom door, and she was not certain of locking the sliding door because she was the one who usually did. You know, it's right outside her door. She also volunteered in her statement that she believed Moscow was a safe place, so the sliding door was not always locked. Okay, so which one is it? She doesn't remember if anyone locked the sliding glass before they went to bed. She was the first to go to bed ahead of all the roommates. She explained in previously had a lot of dreams where she had been kidnapped in her dreams, and she further explained these types of dreams started in high school, and she knew they were dreams, and she would let those things happen. She would let those things happen in her dreams before she realized they were dreams. She advised she does not suffer from anxiety and denied prior life trauma other than divorced parents. Well, I don't know about you, but trauma can be from divorced parents, especially the fear of being abandoned. Okay, now, Blank explained she was awakened by a noise sometime between 4 a.m. and 4:20. She was asked to explain about rage cage and this and that. She denied drinking after she left the house. She was consuming alcohol until approximately 1:15, 1:30 when they got home, and she denied drinking any more alcohol after she and Blank got back to the residence. But then at 4 o'clock, she advised hearing Kaylee singing and playing music. She heard who she believed Kaylee walking up the stairs, advised she heard Kaylee and said someone's here, and she sounded frantic. describing Kaylee's tone somewhat between talking and yelling. She believed it was Kaylee who was walking up the stairs with Murphy. Well, if Kaylee was in her room dancing with Murphy, then she's saying now Kaylee is running up the stairs. Which one is it, folks? She said she heard who she believed Kaylee running down the stairs. She advised Murphy was barking at this time. She also advised she has been highly redacted. Blank advised she has been 52 is highly redacted. She further stated she believed Kaylee was running down the stairs. Well, then that would place her upstairs, like she said in the official document, but not they were in the main room. We were in the main room. Two different stories, two different scenarios. Two different stories, one very unreliable witness. Do you think anyone was going to see this audio video that they released of the body cams before trial? Probably not. Some evidence gets thrown out. It's pretty common. But a witness that is questionable, if they did not have Dylan as a witness, this case would have fell apart. Because here's the deal. Anne could have impeached Dylan's testimony after she gave her testimony. And what does that mean? You know, if a witness lies, the opposing side can confront them with prior inconsistent statements, which, I mean, I would have. I definitely would have. Because here was the inconsistency that I pointed out. There was several, not just one, not just two, many. We were in the main dining room. Kaylee was upstairs. So, I mean, how would Anne have gotten out of that one? How in the world would they be able to say, well, we were in the main room? There was so much inconsistency. They were in the main room dancing. No, Kaylee was upstairs on the third floor with Murphy. Somebody woke. Who woke? She said he woke. Who was it that woke? What's the 132 time frame? I don't know, but I'm sure that Anne could introduce prior recorded statements, question their motive or bias, and once credibility is damaged in court, the jury is instructed to believe all, part, or none of a witness testimony. One proven lie can cast doubt. Repeated lies, that's a serious erode of credibility. I believe this also may have happened with the other witness, the DoorDash driver. So now that we have two witnesses, possible eroded credibility, I believe they had no other choice than to offer a contract, a plea deal to remove the death penalty. See, because not all lies are equal. Let's just be clear of this. Maybe she was having trauma, shock, time delay, omission, leaving things out, although this was on the same day. Shift stories. And the only intentional false statement is under oath. And that will be perjury if said on the stand. Well, nobody went to court. Nobody had to give witness on the stand. There was nothing that legally speaking could have been accounted for. Although it could have been a mistrial, it could have been a not guilty. The jury gets to decide how much weight to give that witness. Not the public, not you or me, not our opinions, the jury. And that's all that would have mattered if this case would have went to trial. So when people analyze witnesses in the Idaho case involving Brian Koberger, credibility becomes central. They were up against a professional. They were up against someone studying to get their PhD, someone who crosses their I's, dots their T's. A defense attorney is trained to see the inconsistencies. They are trained to see coaching. They are trained to see contamination of memory, and they are trained to argue unreliable perception. But that doesn't automatically mean someone's lying. But if it's proven intentional, that is explosive in court. Thank you, KS Jensen, for that amazing super sticker today. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. So here, one witness potentially didn't remember exactly clearly what happened, but giving several different scenarios the same day within a matter of hours, and then going back and looking at the evidence the police officers filed in the PCA, that is court record. What you're looking at in that PCA is valuable court records. Brett Payne basically wrote this PCA out based on what was shared and who the individuals were in this case. This PCA had to stand up on its own without any witnesses because this is the information they had already given. This was the information that was given that they used to arrest Brian Koberger. And if none of the PCA was true, it's a court document. It's already in the case. If none of this PCA was true, and they could get it to throw it out because that piece of evidence is not validated, it's not true evidence, then what do we have here in this case? Big picture, does one lying witness, alleged witness, destroy a case? No. Cases are built on physical evidence, digital evidence, forensics results, and corroboration between witnesses. If one witness allegedly lies, but the physical evidence is strong, the case may survive. If the case really relies heavily on with that witness and credibility. If that collapses, that's a whole different story. If they impeached a witness, like I said, a jury could have been instructed to believe all of her testimony, some of it or none of it. The jury would have had to determine that. It would have been just one of those weak components that the prosecutor had. It doesn't automatically collapse the whole case, but looking at all the other witnesses on the witness list from the state, that's very questionable. Has anybody went down the list of all the witnesses to determine or just take a peek at who these people were? Because Anne was probably ready to chip away at all the witnesses' reliabilities. We've seen inconsistent statements from these individuals that were interviewed, and I never said interrogated, they were only interviewed. You've got witnesses that heard the 2 to 3 fighting. You've got witnesses that heard and saw something. You got witnesses saying the door was open for 2 hours when they went to go walk their dog. You've got witnesses even leaving the local area at the time of the possible murders. You've got people like Lyndon Beck stating something totally different than another individual. And I would love to get the full video of all these individual statements, of all these questioning every single one in this case. And I'm still asking for those things. I even reached out to another creator to see if they could get the full interviews, because what we're seeing, like I just showed you, Connor only has half, Plunder has the full video. There is more to this case. So, is it being hidden, or is it just being forgotten? Do we still continue going down this route, looking at the documents, looking at the statements, pointing out the discrepancies? Or do we just say, well, justice was served? If a star witness fails, what happens next? What do you think? I would love to see it too, but I don't think we'll ever get it. If the FBI has it, they may not release it. Allegedly still out there, not confirmed. She's looking to find it. Yes, I am. Yes, he was on the, here, I've got the state witness list right here. I always have it pulled up. I will pull it up right here. Now remember, some people who gave different statements were never going to be on the witness list. State's witness list right here. Oh, that is so interesting. Yes, he is right there. Lyndon Beck is on that list. I hope you guys can see that. Nope. Let me pull it up. There it is. He's right there on the witness list. Yes, he was. What prison are they going to move him to? Anyone know? I have no idea. Are they moving him? Are they moving him? So many discrepancies. So many discrepancies. What do you think? What next? Should we still keep talking about this case? Should we still keep looking at all the inconsistencies? Or should we just let this die down until something happens or someone can make something happen? Because at this point, I can just keep coming and showing you. I think I have a list of 25. No, hold on. Every time I go across one, I cross it off. 22 more discrepancies. 22. I can go another month with 22 discrepancies. Jules asked for MPD and told her the FBI will not release any of BK's stuff. Well, isn't that odd? That's odd. Well, remember, Judge Hippler's famous last words in this case is that, and I'll show you. Hold on a minute. I'll highlight it for you. Right here. Where is it at? Here it is. Hopefully you guys can see this. So they were talking about bringing all these people from the states on the witness list. And he basically says that it would be extraordinary because they were talking about the alternative perpetrators that was brought up. And this was the minutes from that hearing. And he basically says, I suppose during trial, if somebody confesses, that's a different situation. I'm not holding out for hope or belief that's going to happen, but I suppose you'll never know. You never know. You never know if an alternative perpetrator is going to confess on the stand, since the state was bringing all of them. That's basically what Mastoff said, or was it Mastoff? I think it was Mastoff. She says, well, we're bringing all these witnesses to the stand anyways, so if there's anybody on Brian Kohberger's witness list that's not on the state's witness list, then We're going to bring them all up here, and I'm going to ask them anyways. We're going to put them all on the stand. We're going to put them all on the stand. I mean, if you look at his list, they're all professionals. If you look at the state's list, they're all pretty much 90% of them are frats. I mean, they said it right there in their own words. We're going to bring everybody, professors, frats. These are teachers. These guys are professors. Some of these guys were from, I believe, WSU too. There's a lot of people. Molly McMichaels was on the list, so they were saying that she was the DoorDasher. And with evidence, you have to have the sworn truthful evidence. It has to have that chain of custody. All right, so they can't just put anybody in there saying, "Oh no, I was the DoorDash driver," when they weren't. You can't just do that. And they had the coroner that did the autopsy. John Showalter was supposed to come to court. All these people were coming to court, folks. Every single person on this list was supposed to be at court. I wish we would have had a trial. I hope he appeals and asks for a trial. But in the meantime, key witness, they were in the main room when nothing else lines up. Y'all give my mods a lot of love. They support me. They support you. They make it a safe place. Who confessed? Who confessed? He didn't confess. We never got a confession. We never got a confession. When is the civil lawsuit from the family scheduled? Well, let's take a look at that real quick. We'll go on a mini field trip over at Odyssey in Washington, and we'll look at the case, and we'll see if anything's moved. I mean, moved like anything's been filed. I know they... Oh, let's see. Let's see if anything's changed. Dang it. Hold on a minute. Let me get that court number again. Wasn't it? Nope. It is not popping up for me. I don't know why. It's saying there's an error. Please try again later. Probably their system's overwhelmed. I'll post something on that right now because I'm curious on the outcome of that. Yeah, so am I. I mean, there's a lot of people that are watching this WSU. So the last thing that was filed was the plaintiffs were in opposition to have this go to federal court. So that was the last thing that was filed. That was the last. Let me just check this out. Nope, I don't see anything filed recently. And let me see if another creator gave any update on it, because usually she's good about updating as soon as something happens. Let me do a search. And no, I don't see anything. Gosh, there's not a lot of talk going on in regards to the WSU lawsuit. I think because there's not much movement. I mean, we just looked at that too. I just looked at this not too long ago. I think it was like 2 or 3 days ago. Kathy IndieZone is good about posting things in regards to WSU. Let me just take a look. Haven't seen anything. No, Kathy Indy Zone, she usually has some really good information to put out there. So if you guys want to go to her channel, here's her channel right here. It's Kathy Indy Zone, and she usually has some really good legal briefs, legal information, especially with the WSU. We just listened to Hunter versus the U.S. today. There's the summons to the defendant. January 7th, 2026. That was the last thing I'd seen. No, nothing new. So as soon as I see something, I will share it with you guys too. So she's a really good resource if you want more legal stuff. So that's a good one. The forensic something, he does audio. Oh, I don't know. Custody Queens just did one, but nothing new has dropped since their video. Oh, that's good to know. All right, y'all feel better out there. Stay warm if you've got snow, if you're not feeling well, soup, tea, ginger, whatever else that Caleb says, and stay warm. Stay warm. And, don't let the weight of this world hold you back. Keep moving forward. Love you all. Until next time we're together, be well. And I hope you guys like my new music. Drop hearts below for my mods.
The file was cold, the leads long dead. Winter's chill had settled in the bone. Another name unsaid. A silent statue, blind and made of stone. But thawing ground gives way to sleeping roots. A whispered tip, a forgotten clue. Dusting off the long forgotten suits, a single thread to pull the story through. The spring equinox brings the scales to bear. Justice marches, truth takes to the air. From frozen silence, a triumphant sound. The verdict's written on the waking ground. The witness stand, a garden newly tilled. Each memory a seed now forced to grow. The web of lies so carefully distilled begins to fray, the hidden colors show. The spring equinox brings the scales to bear. Justice
At the end of the day, justice is not decided on social media in headlines or in comment sections. It's decided in a courtroom where evidence is tested and credibility is weighed. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to want clarity, but it's almost important to let the legal process do what it was designed to do: filter noise from fact. Whether this case confirms what many have believed or challenges assumptions entirely, the truth will be shaped by procedure, proof, and due process. Until then, we stay thoughtful, we stay grounded, and we stay committed to seeking understanding without rushing to conclusions. I'm Phoenix, your host. Be well.